All right, so let's look at Kismet, because that's where a lot of the magic is happening, and then some of the things I would still like to look at. Looks like a mess. Okay, so here's the easy part. This is from that tutorial. Basically, there's just a matinee, which is easy way to say that is it's an animation of something. In this case, movement of the plane that we're dealing with. So that's about it. And it gets triggered by the beginning of the level. And it... Oh, and then here we also have this attached actor. This is really important. This is where the dynamic trigger volume is attached to the scan plane. So the scan plane is this interp actor 0, dynamic trigger volume 0. Okay, and then this is all the sound stuff. It looks like a big mess, and I was trying to get it to be something way simpler, and this was the way I had to do it. So basically, let's just walk through this. We have the touch from the trigger volume. That figures out whatever the other object in the touch was. So it's going to be one of those balls, because those are the things in the collision experiment or collision simulation. And that's going to be going to all these compare objects. So basically we're going to be trying to figure out which object that is for the purpose of which sound is it going to be. It also goes into this get location and rotation. And what we're looking for is the location. So we pull out the vector here, and then we go up, and we have to do this get vector components so we can actually figure out a float value for y. And so we get the y out, and then the scaling of the world is sort of off, so we have to do some math. So I add 2000, then we do the math there, and then we have this multiply float. This is multiplying by 0.000250, and that's to get the sort of world numbers into the range of where it makes sense for the pitch scaling. Okay, so then we get like all these out into whichever okay, well, this is the important part. This float result is going down here, resulting pitch, which is going up to the pitch multiplier of whichever sound. Okay, so whichever object came in, it's going to compare to all these compare objects, and each of these has been set up to whatever different colors. So these are like maybe red, green, blue, blah, blah, blah. And that will trigger whichever sound, and at that same time it will get the pitch multiplier. And then in each of these sounds we have the sound cues. So this is the conga sound, electro drum, harmonic. And then let's just look real quick at the sound cues. They're really simple, but something that I didn't quite get at first. Yeah, so you got sound node wave. That's your sound file that you just pull in from Windows or whatever. And then you have sound cue, which is something that you can edit, which you can actually edit, add a bunch of cool effects here, but you have to put the sound into this editor. So chime is the actual sound file. You pull that in here, and it goes into this little speaker, and that becomes the sound cue. And the cue is what you actually pull up in Kismet. They're the same thing, basically. Also, I do have some like sort of volume adjustments that I'm doing in Kismet, but they're not dynamic. They're just for mixing purposes. Okay, so final thoughts on this.